to work on that. So let's get started. So wonderful to have you all today. As always, take whichever variation of the pose works for you. Some of these twists can be pretty intense, so listen into the body and see which variation is going to work for your body today. Remember, each day we're a little different. In the morning, we're different than the evening. So if you're used to our Tuesday evening practice, going really deep because the body's warm, that may be different than what your practice looks like in the morning. So just keep that in mind. And for our hand mudra, we're going to do the heart chakra hand mudra. Totally optional. You can just lay your hands on your lap. But if you'd like to do the heart chakra mudra, you'll take your index finger and take the tip of it to the bottom or the base of your thumb. And then the tips of your middle and ring finger will touch the tip of your thumb. And then you'll straighten the pinky finger. So I'll get a little bit closer so you can see that. Index finger at the base of the thumb, tip of the thumb, and tips of the middle and ring finger will touch. And then we'll straighten the pinky. So that's just a hand chakra, a heart chakra hand mudra. So you can do that with both hands if you'd like as we sit and focus in for a bit and work on our pranayama. So closing the eyes, let's press shoulders back and down. Open up that heart chakra area. Just notice how pulling the shoulders back and down creates space there. And maybe even brings in a little bit of energy and lightness to the body and mind. You take a moment here in silence. Remind yourself why you came to the mat today. And thank yourself for showing up for you, for giving back to yourself, taking time to fill your cup. Noticing the depth of the breath. So we're just letting the air naturally flow in and out of the body here. So not forcing it. Let's just watch the breath, being an observer here. This ability to be an observer of our breath is really powerful. When we are able to control the breath in stressful situations or even during our daily tasks, it can really help to calm the nerves, focus the mind, allow us to be more present and at ease. Let's begin to deepen the breath, pulling the air all the way into the diaphragm area, so expanding the ribs, filling the chest lift at the top, then exhaling slowly through the nose. As we take these first few deep breaths, notice any change in the heartbeat. On our next inhale, really focusing on the heartbeat here. At the top, let's hold for 3 seconds. Noticing any changes in the heartbeat here. As we exhale, still focusing on the heartbeat. See if you can notice any changes, effects. We'll do that again. Nice big inhale through the nose. Holding at the top for 3 seconds, keeping that focus on the heart. And exhaling slowly through the nose. Let's move through this retention breath for 3 more rounds. So you may notice as we continue on with this retention breath that you feel a little bit of tightness, or maybe even the heartbeat speeds up as we're inhaling and holding the breath. As we exhale, you may feel the heartbeat slow down. This moves us into the parasympathetic nervous system, relaxing the nerves, calming the body. So oftentimes during stressful situations, we hold the breath. Even in our stronger poses, you may feel yourself holding your breath. It's a normal response that we have. You may have heard that expression, waiting to exhale. That exhale really help us to let go, be more at ease. So pay attention to that as we move through our practice today. You notice yourself holding the breath. Just consciously move the air all the way out of the body and continue breathing deeply. Moving into our next pranayama, let's bring hands to the heart. You can open your eyes if they're closed. And we'll take an inhale to lengthen a little bit more through the spine. As we exhale, bring fingertips forward. Your option to round the back and lower chin to the chest. We'll inhale to open the arms, lift the heart. Exhale, bring palms together. Your option to round the back. Inhale, hands to heart center. That's one round. Exhale, press and scoop. Inhale to open and lift. Exhale to close. Inhale to center. Let's move through this 3 more rounds, starting with your exhale, just moving with your own breath speed. Remember to slow down if you feel yourself rushing through this. Really enjoying each movement, each stretch, and each breath. And when you're done, we'll meet back at heart center. We'll press thumbs against the chest and take a few breaths into the heart, and noticing any effects from our robin's breath. With eyes open, let's reach the arms out to a T. Relax shoulders. Take an inhale and lengthen through the spine. As we exhale, we'll slowly twist left. Inhale to center. Exhale to twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhaling left, we'll hold this twist. And as we hold, you're welcome to lower the arms, maybe bring the front hand to the opposite knee, or even wrap the back hand behind you, palm facing away from the back. And we'll lengthen the spine wherever you've come to, whichever variation you've taken of this twist. And we'll gaze over toward the left side, maybe even over the back shoulder if that feels good, to take the twist a little deeper. Still breathing deeply here. We're focusing on keeping the breath fluid today. We'll inhale to bring it center, arms to a T. Exhale to twist right. Holding here, or that option to lower the arms, taking whichever arm variation works for you on this side. We'll gaze over toward the right or over the right shoulder. As we breathe deeply here, let's try to relax the shoulders, still extending through the spine, pulling belly button in and up. And slowly bringing it center, arms to a T. We'll exhale to lower left hand to the mat, reach the right fingertips all the way overhead. We'll press the right hip toward the mat, encouraging the stretch, keeping the shoulder in the socket. So if you're reaching out of the shoulder socket, pull the shoulder in slightly and keep reaching with the fingertips. We'll find our gazing point up, forward, or down. And try to roll the top arm back just a little bit more so we're opening up through the heart and the shoulders. And just breathing into that space that you found, created with this stretch. We'll inhale to bring the arms to a T. Exhale, lower right hand to the mat, reach the left fingertips overhead. Pressing left hip down toward the mat this time. Reaching the top fingertips overhead, but keeping the shoulder in the socket here. Find your gazing point and slowly take that top arm back just a little bit, just as far as it feels comfortable for you. If it becomes too intense of a stretch or feels uncomfortable, take the arm slightly forward again. Find that point that feels like a good stretch for you. We'll inhale to lift arms to a T. Exhale, slowly relax the arms. Let's move any props you may be using underneath us and bringing feet forward. We'll come to feet hip distance, bent, and reaching arms forward, palms touching. Let's lengthen through the spine, lifting the heart. As we inhale, we're going to take the right arm back, twisting to the right side of the body. Exhale to bring the right hand forward again. Inhale, left arm reaches back, twisting to the left side. Exhale, bring the hand forward. Your option to lift the feet here. So if you need a little bit more of a challenge, inhale, right arm back. Exhale, bring the hand forward again. Inhale, left arm back. Exhale together. One more. Inhale to the right. Exhale together. Inhale left. Exhale together. Let's slowly lower feet and hands, bringing feet to mat distance. So nice wide feet here. And lower knees to the right side. And you can hold here, taking a few breaths, keeping the heart lifted here by pressing the hands into the mat. So your option to come to knuckles anytime that we're on the palms today. So if you feel some tenderness in the wrists, bringing knuckles down and thumbs forward will help to support the wrists a bit more. We'll lift the knees center, take them over to the left side, and breathe here. Again, lifting through the heart and enjoying these first twists of our practice. Bring the knees center. Take both feet over to one side. Take hands forward to find your tabletop pose. Feel free to pad the knees here. We'll take a few cat and cows, making sure abdominals stay engaged. We'll inhale to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, gaze up. Exhale, round the back, tuck the tailbone, bring chin to the chest. Inhale, drop the belly, Lift the tailbone, gaze up. Exhale to round the back to your cat. 2 more. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's find a flat back. Extending the right arm out to a T. We'll exhale to weave the arm underneath the left arm. Inhale to reach it out again over to the right side. Exhale, weave it underneath the left arm. Inhale, extend the arm out. Exhale to weave it under. We'll hold here. Your option to walk the left hand forward. And before you take the hand back, just make sure the weight is more into the shoulder and not so much in the head and neck. And then if you'd like to take that left hand behind you, place the palm away from us. And then another option to lift the left shoulder tall, deepening the twist. And taking whichever variation works for you. Continuing to breathe deeply, noticing if you're holding the breath at all. With the left palm flat by the head, we'll inhale to unweave right arm to the outside of the body. Exhale to lower. Switch sides. Inhale, left arm out. Exhale to weave underneath the right. Inhale, reach the left arm out. Exhale to weave. Excuse me. Inhale, reach the left arm out. Exhale to weave. Excuse me. We're going to hold this twist. So left side of the head lowers to the mat or a prop. And then shifting back a bit. So most of the weight is in the left shoulder, not the head and neck. And your option to extend the right hand toward the front of the mat or reach the right hand behind you. So taking deep breaths here, moving the breath into where you're feeling the stretch. With our right palm flat by the head, we'll inhale to unweave left arm out. Exhale to lower. And let's extend our left leg back, parallel to the mat. As we hold here, let's engage abdominals. Make sure shoulders are engaged by pressing the hands down, spreading fingertips wide, and pressing through finger beds as well as the palms. Always the option to come to knuckles, thumbs forward. We'll rotate through the left ankle. And rotate the opposite direction. We'll slowly take the left leg over to the left side of the body. And you can keep the leg straight, or you can bend the knee to a 90-degree angle, whichever works for you. Gonna feel the hips firing up here. Keep abdominals engaged and continue breathing deeply. And slowly extend the left leg back behind us and then take it over to the opposite side. Lower the toes down and we'll gaze over the right shoulder. So again, keeping abdominals engaged here, actively pressing the hands down. Slowly lift the leg center, lowering knee to the mat. And sit hips back toward the heels for Bhaktasana, reaching hands forward toward the top of the mat and lowering forehead to the mat or prop. Your option to widen the knees here. And you can come to fingertips, taking the stretch a little deeper into your shoulders and chest, or you can relax the arms and let the elbows fall down toward the mat. Wherever you've come to, let's take the breath all the way down the spine. See if you can fill the back with the breath. Remembering to exhale completely. Oftentimes, this is where you'll get your deepest stretch. And we'll slowly lift, finding our tabletop pose. Extending the right leg back parallel to the mat, making sure abdominals are engaged, shoulders are engaged, and then rotating through the right ankle. And rotate the opposite direction. And slowly taking the leg over to the right side. Your option to bend the knee to a 90-degree angle. Keep pressing hands down, engaging abdominals, and breathing deeply. And filling the hips, firing up here. Slowly straighten the right leg behind us. And we'll take it across the body, lowering toes down, and we'll gaze over the left shoulder. And as we hold, we're breathing in and out through the nose, engaging abdominals. We'll slowly bring the right leg straight behind us and then lower the knee down. This time, let's widen the knees to mat distance, bring big toes to touch, then sit hips back toward the heels. We'll walk the hands forward, lowering forehead to the mat or prop. Your option again to make it a more active stretch, lifting the fingertips or relaxing the arms and lowering elbows to the mat. And we'll take those deep breaths all the way down the spine. See if you can bring the breath into your hips this time. And slowly lifting, we'll bring knees back to hip distance. Tuck the toes and send the tailbone tall for a downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal the heels here. Make sure head and neck are relaxed, gazing back toward your ankles. Fingertips are spread wide. And bending both knees toward the mat, we're going to try lifting the heels. So you're taking the stretch deeper into your toes. As we hold, make sure your hands are pressing down and forward so you're lengthening through the tailbone. And then slowly straighten the legs again, pressing heels down toward the mat. Let's inhale to lift the right heel back and up. Exhale forward to your lunge pose. And bringing knee right over the ankle, shifting the foot forward if needed. We're going to lower the hips slightly with the option to bring the back knee to the mat. As we inhale, let's sweep arms out and up. And then exhale to twist right, lowering arms to a T. Inhale, lift. Gazing forward again. Exhale, twist to the right, arms lower to a T. Inhale, lift. Gazing forward. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. We'll hold this one. So palms can face the right side of the body. We'll keep extending long through the spine, lifting the heart, pulling belly button in and up. And feel free to gaze as far right as you'd like. So maybe you take the gaze over the right shoulder. And twisting all the way up the spine. But if it doesn't feel comfortable to take that twist deep, gaze to the right or even forward. As we exhale, we're going to lower the left hand down to the inside of the right foot. And then take the right hand behind you, palm facing away from the back. Try lifting the right shoulder a little taller, finding your gazing point again toward the mat, the right side, or up toward the sky. And again, always the option to have the knee on the mat here. As we exhale, we'll slide the right hand to the mat. Inhale, right foot back to plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you'd like to move through your vinyasa in between our poses, feel free to do so. I'm just going to be pressing right into downward facing dog today. Inhale, left heel back and up. Exhale, forward to lunge pose. And bringing the knee right over the ankle again. We'll lower the hips slightly with that option to bring the back knee to the mat. We'll inhale to sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, twist left. Arms lower to a T. Inhale, lift. Gazing forward. Exhale, twist left. Arms lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. This time holding here. Palms can face the left side of the body. Really reaching tall with the spine, lifting the heart, engaging abdominals. Maybe even tuck your tailbone a bit here. Remember, you can gaze as far left as you like, even over your left shoulder. As we exhale, lower the right hand to the inside of the left foot, and then take the left hand behind you, palm facing away from the back. Lift the left shoulder a little taller and find your gazing point. Up toward the left side, or maybe down toward the mat, but continuing to keep the spine lengthened here, abdominals engaged, and breath slowly flowing in and out of the body. As we exhale, let's slide the left hand down. Inhale, left foot back to plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll inhale the right heel back and up. Exhale, forward to your lunge pose. Knee right over the ankle. This time we're going to lower the back heel to the mat and slowly windmill the left arm up and over. We'll exhale to bend into the front knee. Make sure knees right over the ankle, so adjust your stance if needed. On your next inhale, reach the right hand all the way back, lowering the left hand to the leg or maybe wrapping it behind you. And if it's available, take that back hand and reach toward the top of your right leg. That just gives you a little extra twist. If that's not available, just keep the palm facing away from the back. You can gaze up underneath the right arm, maybe even pulling the arm back to encourage the twist and the openness through your chest and shoulders. As we hold, if that front leg is getting a little fatigued, you can straighten and bend it, working dynamically here. As we inhale, let's lift arms to a T. Exhale to slowly lower back down, pivoting on the back toes. Inhale, right foot back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll inhale, left heel back and up. Exhale to lunge pose. Lowering back heel to the mat. When you're ready, windmill the right arm up and over. So we exhale, bend deeply into the front knee, maybe adjusting the stance a bit so knee doesn't pass the ankle. And then next inhale, left hand reaches back. Our right hand can come to the back leg or wrap behind us. Again, that option to reach toward the top of the front leg. Gazing up underneath the arm, maybe taking the left arm, that top arm back a bit to encourage the twist. Always keeping abdominals engaged and breath deep and steady. On our inhale, let's lift arms to a T. Exhale, slowly windmill back down, pivoting on the back toes. Inhale, left foot back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll inhale, right heel back and up. Exhale, forward to lunge pose. Lowering the back heel to the mat, let's walk the back foot forward a few inches for warrior one stance. So heels should be aligned, back toes are angling up toward the top left corner of the mat. When you're ready, inhale to sweep the arms out and up. Exhale to bend into the front knee. So we'll take the left hip, pull it forward slightly so both hips are squared to the front of our mat. So oftentimes hips are over to the left, but for warrior one, we want to shift hips to face forward. This will assist with our next pose, revolve triangle. Let's slowly straighten the front leg as we inhale. Then exhale to halfway forward fold. Bring arms out to a T. We'll extend a bit further through the spine, reaching the top of the head away from the tailbone. And when you're ready, left hand lowers. You can find your leg here. Maybe reach for a prop to place your hand on. And then right arm is going to slowly start lifting toward the sky. And you may find that just lifting it an inch will take the twist deep enough for you. But if you'd like to lift it taller, try taking it further up toward the sky and stopping where you feel comfortable, realigning, so lengthening the spine here, pulling the left hip forward, and at the same time pressing the left heel down. Gaze can stay on the mat for more stability. You can gaze over toward the right side for more of a challenge and a deeper twist through the neck, or even gaze up toward the sky. As we exhale, slowly lower the top hand, coming to pyramid pose. Both hands can be on the leg, props, or even all the way onto the mat. Bending into the front knee, let's pivot on the back toes to find lunge, moving any props you may be using. We'll inhale, right foot back to plank pose. Exhale through downward facing dog. Let's inhale, left heel back and up. Exhale, forward to lunge pose. And lowering back heel to the mat, let's walk the foot forward a few inches, warrior one stance. So heels are aligned, back toes are angled up toward the top right corner of our mat. When you're ready, press the feet down and inhale to reach the arms out and up. Exhale to bend into the front knee. Shifting right hip forward this time. Feel free to adjust the stance. Maybe you narrow the feet a bit. On our next inhale, let's straighten the front leg. Exhale to halfway forward fold. As we hold, let's lengthen the spine, still pulling the right hip forward. When you're ready, right hand's going to lower to the leg, prop, or maybe all the way down to your mat if that feels comfortable. Just make sure you're keeping the spine lengthened. Start lifting the left arm, maybe just lifting a few inches if that feels good for you. Or taking a little taller. And then finding your gazing point. Up toward the left side or down toward the mat. See what happens when you press that back heel down a bit more and lengthen through the spine. Should take the twist a little deeper. As we exhale, slowly lower, finding pyramid. So hands can come to the front leg, your props, or all the way to your mat. Bending into the front knee, let's move any props we're using. We'll pivot on the back toes and find lunge pose. Inhale, left foot back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Your option to jump or step forward to Uttanasana. So you can bend the knees, walk, or jump forward. We'll grab elbows and shift left and right. Releasing elbows with knees slightly bent. Let's inhale to sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, lift. Find a slight back bend. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, chair. This time we're moving into twisted chair. So lower hands to the heart and slowly twist left. So you can stay here, holding hands at the heart, pressing the palms together. This will help to encourage the twist. Gaze down and make sure your right knee didn't come forward past the left. If it did, pull it back a little bit so the knees are aligned again. Your option to take the twist deeper by lowering the right elbow to the outside of your left knee. And if you lowered the elbow, and again, press hands together to encourage the twist. And last option in this twisted chair pose is to open up the arms. So see what feels right for you here. You may try each of those and then come back to where it feels good for you. If your weight is in your toes, try shifting back a bit, pressing more of the weight into the heels, but still pushing through the poles of the feet. Keep abdominals engaged and spine lengthened. Check in with the breath. If you're holding it, remember that's normal. It's a pretty challenging pose, but keep breathing deeply. On our inhale, we'll slowly lift. Find a slight back bend at the top. Exhale, swan dive forward. Shake the head yes and no. And keeping the left hand either on the mat or a prop, the right hand is going to reach to the outside of our left leg. So opposite hand to leg. And we're going to tug a little bit here, feeling the twist deepen, maybe even gazing underneath the left arm. You can keep the knees bent for this pose, especially if the stretch is too deep into the hamstrings. You'll still get a good twist here with knees bent. Slowly untwisting, bringing hands back to center. We'll bend the knees and inhale to sweep arms out and up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, lift. Slight back bend at the top. Exhale, chair. Inhale, lift. Exhale, chair. This time, hands to the heart, twisted to the right. Pressing hands together, let's check in with the knees. If that left knee pulled forward, just go ahead and shift it back so the knees are aligned again. Then that option to take the twist deeper, left elbow to the outside of the right knee, hands pressing together, lengthening the spine, engaging abdominals, and that last option to open up the arms. So nice big breaths here. Shifting the weight back if the toes are gripping the mat. On our inhale, let's lift the arms, find a slight back bend. Exhale, swan dive forward. We'll shake the head yes and no. And our right hand will stay down this time, maybe on a prop. Left hand's going to reach to the outside of our right leg. We'll tug a bit here to encourage the twist, maybe gazing underneath the right arm. Always the option to bend the knees. And slowly bring it center again. Let's heel toe the feet as wide as it feels comfortable for you. And bringing the toes to face forward, so feet are parallel to each other. You can use a prop underneath the hands. Maybe you feel comfortable grabbing elbows and just letting the top half of the body hang here. Or you can even walk the hands in between the legs, reaching behind you. And again, you can bend the knees here if the stretch becomes too intense, or you can even heel toe the feet closer together, or maybe wider apart if you feel like you need a deeper stretch today. Bringing hands center, either on the mat or prop. We're going to start heel toeing the feet just a little bit further together. They're still going to be pretty wide here. We're coming to goddess pose, so angle the toes out to a 45-degree angle, bend the knees, and inhale to sweep arms out and up. Exhale, elbows wide. Cactus pose. So you can lower a little further if that feels comfortable for you, or stay high. We're going to try to keep knees over ankles as best as we can. Just taking a couple of breaths here. And let's lower hands down to the legs. You can bring them to the knees or slightly behind the knees. And then take the left shoulder forward and center. And then lift it up. And take right shoulder forward and center. And lift it up. I can already feel some movement in my back. Hopefully you can too. Left shoulder forward and center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. We're going to hold this one for 3 breaths. Really lengthening the spine here. You can gaze over toward the right side, maybe even up toward the sky. Let's inhale to lift center. You're welcome to straighten the legs for a moment. That feels good. Shift hips forward a bit. And if you lifted, go ahead and bend the knees again. Take the right shoulder forward and center for 3 breaths. Extending the spine, maybe gazing over toward the left side or up toward the sky. We'll inhale to lift. Go ahead and straighten legs. Then we'll heel toe the feet to about hip distance. And hands can be on the hip bones. And we're going to make little circles with our hips. It's really great to do throughout the day to loosen up the hips, bring a little more energy to the body. Let's switch directions. Really easy to do. You could do it at a restroom break. All right, let's find center and then walk to the top of your mat if you're not already there. I'm going to grab some water. And on our inhale, we'll sweep arms out and up. Exhale to swan dive forward. And step the left foot back to a lunge pose. We're going to lower the back knee, untuck the toes, and pad the knee here if your knee is a bit tender. Excuse me. And we're going to bend the back knee, so lifting the heel up toward the glutes. And as we do this, you may bring a prop underneath your left hand for more stability. It also helps to lift you up a little bit, and that may assist you to reach the right hand back toward the foot. So you can try that prop. Right hand's going to reach back. If you can't quite grab the foot, feel free to use your strap or just keep reaching. You'll find a twist even without grabbing the foot. And once you have a hold of the foot, if you're going to grab it, you don't have to. Let's lengthen the spine and then gaze over toward the right side. If it's comfortable for you to gaze all the way over the right shoulder, you can take it there. But again, checking in with the body, seeing what's right for this pose. Slowly releasing the foot, lower the foot down, and then slide the hands back. So you're shifting the weight further back into that left knee and releasing the front toes, straightening the leg. And we'll bring a prop to the right side. So our right hand is on the prop on the outside of our right leg. And then the left hand's going to reach to the opposite side of the right leg so that we're either grabbing a hold of the shin, the ankle, or the outside of the foot. As we hold here, let's try lengthening through the spine. And your option to gaze over toward the right side. Taking it center, left hand will lower to the mat. And we'll begin to bend into our front knee again. Let's move into Anjali Asana, left hip pressing down and forward. Nice deep hip flexor stretch. Your option to keep hands down, lift them up to your front knee, or reach the arms all the way tall above the head. Lots of different options. See what feels good here. Lowering hands down if you've lifted them. We'll tuck the back toes and step the left foot forward to Uttanasana. We'll hang out here. You can shake the head yes and no, or grab elbows and shift left and right. Always the option to bend the knees. With hands on the mat, let's step the right foot back to lunge pose, lowering back knee to the mat, patting the knee if needed, untuck the toes. Right hand will come to the mat or a prop here. And as we bend the back knee, left hand reaches back. So again, you can just continue reaching, maybe use a strap to wrap it around the foot, or if it's available to grab the foot, go ahead and try that. Wherever you've come to, let's lengthen through the spine, gazing to the left side or over the left shoulder. We'll slowly release, letting the foot fall back down to the mat. We'll slide the hands back as we release the front toes. The weight is shifting back into our right knee. And left hand will come onto a prop for more stability. Right hand will reach to the outside of the left leg or foot, whichever is available. Let's lengthen the spine, and then the option to gaze to the left. And bringing the right hand back to the mat. Let's bend into the front knee, pressing the right hip forward for Anjali Asana. So hands can stay on the mat, spine lengthen, hands can move up to the front knee, or reach all the way up toward the sky. If hands are lifted, go ahead and lower. Tuck the back toes, step the right foot forward to Uttanasana. Your option to shake the head yes and no, or grab elbows and shift left and right. Releasing elbows, we'll heel toe the feet together. You may want to use a prop here for stability underneath one hand or both. We're going to lower the knees forward and then slowly shift back so that we come down to our mat. And we'll take a seated twist here. So left leg's going to straighten, right foot comes to the outside of the left leg. As an option, you can keep the foot on the inside of the leg. If you need to take it a little deeper, bend the bottom leg and take the foot toward the opposite hip. So Matsyendrasana, a really nice twist. If you feel your back rounding, go ahead and sit on a prop. This will help to straighten up the spine by tilting the pelvic bowl forward a bit. So left hand will come to the outside of our right knee. So we begin to twist here. And then let's reach the right arm up and slowly rotate it back behind you, lowering it down either to a prop or the mat. You can press into the proper mat to encourage the length through the spine. And we'll gaze as far right as it feels comfortable for our neck here. And if you need to take this twist deeper, you can take your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Just make sure you can lengthen up the spine again and you're not rounding the back. If the back is rounding when you take the elbow to the knee, bring your hand back so you can reach it tall. So we want to make sure when we twist that we keep the spine lengthened and the vertebrae decompressed. So we don't want to compress them and twist. That's really harmful for the discs in between our vertebrae. Slowly untwist and switch sides. So right leg can stay straight, left foot on the inside of the leg, can take it to the opposite side of the leg, or bend the bottom leg, taking the foot close to the opposite hip. So see what works for you. Straighten up through the spine again, maybe using that prop underneath you. And right hand comes to the outside of our left knee. And gazing over toward the left side, let's lift the left arm and rotate it all the way back, behind us. And pressing it into the prop or mat, reaching a little further through the spine and taking the gaze as far back as it feels comfortable for you. Remember that option to take elbow to knee to deepen. Just make sure you can straighten up the spine again. Check in with the breath. Are you holding it? If so, lengthen, deepen, keep it flowing. We'll inhale to slowly untwist and releasing the legs. You can still use a prop underneath you for our next pose. We're going to extend our left leg out. Take the right foot to the inside of the left leg. You can pull that right knee back a little bit if you need a deeper stretch through the hips and inner legs. Our left hand will come to the inside of the left leg and we'll start reaching it toward the foot, just as far as it feels comfortable. If it's available to grab the foot, you can do that, or even use a strap. The opposite arm is going to lift all the way overhead. As we reach toward the toes, we're going to shift the left shoulder out from underneath us a bit. And if your hand is on the inside of the leg, you can kind of press it into the leg to encourage that little twist there. Top arms reaching back, abdominals engaged. If it's available for you to reach toward the toes all the way with that top hand, you can do that, or maybe you take the strap into the top hand. Just variations. Do what feels good for you. As we inhale, we'll slowly lift, so dropping the strap if you're using it. Take the right hand behind you onto a prop or a mat. Left arm is going to lift forward and up. And this may be a good stretch for you, just taking it slightly behind you. If it feels good to lift the hips, make sure your back hand's pressing down to assist, and then the left foot comes flat. Chin can stay tucked here as you press the hips up and forward, or you can gaze back toward the left fingertips. We'll slowly lower, tucking the chin if you are gazing back. And we'll switch sides. Left foot pulls in, right leg extends. Tucking that left foot on the inside of your right leg and maybe pulling the knee back a bit if that feels good. And our left hand will come to the inside of the left leg, reaching toward the foot, maybe grabbing a hold of the toe or using your strap. The left arm is going to reach all the way overhead. So let's try to pull that bottom shoulder forward a bit. Roll the top arm back. Take a few breaths here. Remember that option to reach toward the toes with that top hand. If you're using the strap, maybe you switch hands, grabbing the strap with the top hand. Breathing deeply. If you've started to not be able to breathe deeply, you might have gotten a little too deep. So lift up a little. See if you can deepen the breath again. We'll slowly release, lifting up. Our left hand will come back behind us, either on a prop or the mat. Right arm is going to lift forward and up. Taking it slightly behind you. Again, this might be a good stretch here. Stay here if that feels good. If you'd like to lift the hips, press the right hand into the mat. Take your right foot flat. Press hips forward. And chin can stay tucked, or you can gaze back toward the left fingertip. We'll slowly lower. Let's bring knees together, moving any props you may be using, but keeping them close, just in case you'd like to use them for our supine poses. And when you're ready, slowly lower down so you can round the back down. Once the back is flat, we're going to pull knees toward the chest and then take knees wide so that soles of the feet are touching. We're going to grab the big toes, the first 2 fingers. If that's not available, reach for your strap and wrap the strap around both feet. And once you find a good holding spot, let's press the tailbone down toward the mat and then press knees away from the head. Should feel an openness here. Releasing the feet, moving the strap if you're using it. Bring knees back together. Let's take a figure 4 stretch. So right ankle to the left knee. Weave the right arm in between the legs and grab on the bottom of the left leg, interlacing the fingers, or you can grab on top of the left knee if that's comfortable, and you can lower your back down again. Whichever works. And feel free to rotate through the left ankle or even flex the right foot. Rotate the opposite direction. Bringing arms out to a T, palms facing up. We'll slowly lower the figure 4 to the left side with the option to wrap the right knee over the left and then lower. With either of those variations, you're welcome to use a prop underneath the foot or knee. And when you're ready, let's gaze over toward the right fingertips. Engaging abdominals, let's bring the knee center and switch sides. Left ankle to the right knee, weaving the left arm in between the legs, grabbing on the bottom of the right leg, interlacing fingers, or on top of the right knee. Again, wherever you can bring the back flat again. Your option to rotate through the right ankle, maybe flex the left foot. And rotate the opposite direction. And bringing arms to a T, palms facing up. Let's lower the figure 4 to the right side with that option to cross the left knee over the right before lowering. And then you can also use a prop underneath the foot or leg. When you're ready, we'll gaze over to the left side. Engaging abdominals, slowly bring the knees center. Lowering the feet flat. Let's straighten one leg at a time, finding Shavasana. Bringing arms down by our sides, taking whichever variation of the arms works for you. If you're using an eye pillow today, you can place it over the eyes. Maybe move away any props that are touching the body and causing distraction. Feel free to make any movements, adjustments, or take any last stretches that feel good. Maybe you take a couple of deep breaths, exhaling through the mouth, encouraging the body to completely relax here. Let's begin to deepen the breath. Slowly begin to move the jaw. And open the mouth wide like you're going to take a yawn. And exhale through the mouth. Let's rotate through the wrists and ankles. Start wiggling the fingertips and toes. On our next inhale, we'll reach the arms above the head and point through the toes. Exhale to relax the body. Inhale, reach fingertips to toes. Exhale to relax. Moving any props or eye pillows you may be using. We'll bend the knees, bring the feet flat, and slowly shift over to one side, using our arm as a pillow and stacking the knees. Take a breath or two here. When you're ready, slowly press yourself up, finding a cross-legged position of choice. We'll sit up tall. The palms face up. Press shoulders back and down. As we close the eyes, Bring the focus to the body and mind and notice any differences from the beginning of our practice. Thank and honor yourself for making time out of your day to practice yoga, to nourish your body, mind, and spirit. Send a couple of breaths into your heart, noticing any changes there around the heart center, the heart chakra. Opening the eyes. Inhale to sweep the arms out and up, palms touch at the top. Exhale to lower fingertips to the mat, chin to the chest. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower hands to the heart. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope you're feeling re-energized, radiant, and